Well, I'm here outside of Skipton Castle and I'm not going to pay to go in. Welcome to this video. We're going to be visiting every single Wetherspoons in North Yorkshire. If you watched my previous video, I visited every Wetherspoons in West Yorkshire, and now I've just got the bus over from Keighley. I've arrived in Skipton and we're about to start our next quest, so join me. I'm going to go to the Devonshire Arms Inn, one of those. I'll show you. Come with me. Come on.
That's right, fellow Casketeers. Today's adventure takes us to the ceremonial county of North Yorkshire, which is home to 16 Wetherspoon pubs. On this journey, we will start in the west, nestled amongst the hills, and finish in the east along the coastline. We will visit ancient ruins, railway stations, and sample creamy pint after creamy pint of delicious beer. Let's kick it off with the town of Skipton. We're going to Skipton. Skipton is a market town located about 5 miles from the ceremonial county of Lancashire and about 5 miles from the ceremonial county of West Yorkshire. Like everywhere else in the world, it has interesting history that I just didn't research. Skipton means sheep town. That's what it means. It has a town hall, a little museum inside a phone box, and there's a lovely little canal with boat trips that I just forgot to visit and film. And there's also, of course, the castle dating back to the 11th century, which I did not go in either. But one place I did go to was the Devonshire Inn Wetherspoons. And if you go inside, according to a thing on the wall that you can read if you want, I'm still learning, the Devonshire Inn was built a long time ago, back when there were horses. The carpet has a dull puke green hourglass pattern, and the toilets are up some very weird stairs. The weather being overcast yet warm beckoned me to enjoy my pint in the beer garden al fresco. The beer garden was situated by a road, but was very spacious and welcoming. I'd say just a very welcoming pub in general. I first came here years ago and thought it was just such a nice place that I should come back and film a multi-part Wetherspoon-themed travel documentary series. Speaking of which, we must move on to our next destination. Actually, it looks like I'm ordering another pint here. After that pint, I hopped on a bus to our next destination. The Winter Gardens is located in the spa town of Harrogate, about 20 miles from Skipton, and accessible by bus. There's a railway station as well, but I ride by bus. I forgot to film the town itself. I just didn't really film anything there, but I did film the Wetherspoons. Now, this place, the Winter Gardens, is just dripping, dare I say, seeping with style. It's situated in the old Victorian baths, and you come down some really just wonderful ornate stairs that take you into the main bar area. It was a weekend. It was a weekend, and it was just a really lovely day as well. So, despite this being a massive Wetherspoons, it was just absolutely rammed with very thirsty people. The carpet is like a pattern. There's some squares and circles. Quite colourful. I actually quite like it. I can't remember where the toilets are, but there is also a beer garden, a very nice beer garden. Because it was busy, I just mostly just filmed the ceiling. Just filmed the ceiling. To be fair, but it's a very nice ceiling, and I would say that the Winter Gardens is a must visit if you're on a spoon quest of yourself. Just absolutely gorgeous building, gorgeous interior. But speaking of spoon questing, we must now venture onwards to the nearby town of Knaresborough. A short hop on the choo-choo train and we arrive in the town of Knaresborough. Stopping briefly at the ruins of Knaresborough Castle, which now has some bits missing as a result of our nation's brief yet ill-conceived foray into republicanism. Gazing upon Nid Gorge, we can see a most picturesque view of Knaresborough Viaduct. If we cross the river, we could even visit Mother Shipton's cave, where an old witch turns objects to stone. But I didn't go there. I didn't film any of that. But come to Knaresborough. It's really gorgeous place. Oh, the Wetherspoons. It's located on the high street, very close to the railway station, also close to local amenities. We have the Crown Inn. It has a carpet. They all have carpets. But this one has a sort of, it's purple. It's like a gold design. I don't know what the shapes or patterns are really meant to be. There's also a toilet. I can't remember where it is. Stayed here for about 4 pints. Mostly just sat in the beer garden. It was quite a nice beer garden. It was a nice day. I forgot why I came here, to be honest, and I was meant to be filming a video. So here's first person footage of me drinking a pint in a completely different pub. Anyway, moving on, we shall now backtrack back to Harrogate and then by bus to our next destination. So far, we've visited quite a few towns in this journey, but now it's time to visit the first city of the trip. Let's not get lost in the big scary city. Located about 10 miles from Harrogate, we have the city of Ripon, with a staggering population of about 16,000. It is the third smallest city in the UK. Was granted city status in 1836 when its minster was upgraded to a cathedral. I did not visit said cathedral, but I did visit the Wetherspoons. The Unicorn, a former coaching inn built in the 18th century, is actually also a Wetherspoons hotel and the first one of the Spoon Quest. So let's say you get a bit sleepy after a few too many creamy pints, you can have a little snooze. There's a statue of like a creepy unicorn boy that I forgot to film. I also forgot to check if there's a beer garden, but I think there might be something around the back. I ate some food. There's a fireplace in the bogs, which is very nice. The carpets are very very floral. It's got light blue flowers and a dark blue backdrop. But anyway, it's time to head off again to our next destination, the town of Thirsk. You might be wondering why I'm on a train all of a sudden and why it's just very, very dark. I don't always film these in order, you see. Not in the order that it's presented anyway, so it's about 5 months later and the middle of winter, and to be honest, it's just a massive continuity error, so I just need to be upfront about it. But in addition to that, I've always wanted to see what Thirsk's railway station looks like at 8 o'clock in the morning in January. Because it's not always summertime, you know. Sometimes you got to go out when it's raining and miserable and just be in the outside. But leaving the station here, we have about 1.25 mile walk to the main town. And en route, we actually pass by a Thirsk racecourse, which is where the horses get to run around in a huge circle.
That's my horsey impression.
But today they weren't running. I think they had the day off. But eventually, after a brisk stroll, we find ourselves in the town. There's a lovely little market square here, and oh look, there's the Wetherspoons. The 3 Tons is actually the second Wetherspoon hotel this trip, and I think this one was also a former coaching inn or something like that. Anyway, I want to talk about the carpet for a bit, because the carpet is like a dark pattern. It's sort of like a stripy pattern, and it has like those. It looks to be like those S things you draw at school, but with like some more swirly patterns, but in red. It looks quite visceral, actually. I really approve of it. Actually, I'll tell you one more thing. One benefit to being in a pub at 9 in the morning when it's 4 degrees Celsius and raining is you have pretty much the whole beer garden to yourself.
It's cold. I'm lonely.
Now we head back down the road, back to the station, where we will catch a train to the town of North Allerton, where we will find the next watering hole. We arrive next at North Allerton railway station, in summertime no less. I have powers. Just a mere station stop up from the town of Thirsk, and a bit like our previous spoons, North Allerton Spoons is located a bit of a walk from the station, but it's not a silly distance. It's about 3/4 mile, and I came here on an absolutely gorgeous day in late summer. It was just approaching early evening when I arrived. The town has a tea room, it has a bookshop, and many other things. But eventually I got to the Wetherspoons, which is named the Book Inn. Naturally, I went inside, got myself a beer, and then went straight back out, but this time to the back where there was a beer garden. It was very busy at this time, which is why there is sometimes a benefit to coming when it's not exactly the best weather, but I can tell you that they went all in on the deer theme. Might be a reason for it, I don't know. But I really liked the big buck statue that they had in the garden, along with the mounted heads on the wall, and the carpet, also adorned with deer heads. The bar area had some skylights to let some natural light in, and there's actually not one, but two churches within viewing distance of the pub, so God can look upon you and look after you whilst you drink your creamy, delicious pint of beer. The Buck Inn is located about 3/4 of a mile from the station, but if you are travelling by bus, and there are buses from many places to Northallerton, including Thirsk, Ripon, Darlington, and Richmond, and they stop right outside this very pub. Toilets are up some weird stairs. Anyway, I bid this place goodbye, and I head back to the station where we will continue this journey. I actually ended up missing my train by a few minutes, so I had a beer at the pub near the station, whilst waiting for the next train. Now, the next destination is the town of Richmond, and it does not have a functioning railway station. And I'm really bad at planning, so I actually went up to Darlington to visit the two Wetherspoons there for a potential County Durham video coming 2031, and then got on a bus to Richmond. Richmond is a very historic town dating back to the 11th century with a wonderful looking old castle that I just completely forgot to film because I'd had too much to drink by this point. But here's the Wetherspoons, the Ralph Fitzrandall. Inside there is a large area with the bar, very important. The carpet is blue and there's some squares and the toilets are up some weird stairs. It was a nice day, so naturally I was out in the beer garden amongst all the flora. According to the camera site, the building is a former telephone exchange, and that's about it.
Did you know Richmond comes from riche et mont, meaning strong hill in French? Beautiful. Look, that's the building. That contains an entire Wetherspoons. Can't ask for more. You cannot ask for more. This is beautiful.
So after about 19 more pints, I then fell asleep in the park across the road, but somehow woke up about 50 miles away in the town of Selby, which just so happens to be our next destination. The Wetherspoons is called the Giant Bellflower and is named commemorating Thomas Johnson, who was an apothecary and herbalist, according to this plaque. The inside is, I think it's really cool. I like this interior. It's one of those really long spoons that has like an enclosed beer garden at the back. The ceiling has what looks to be some kind of rib cage design. I don't know what this is meant to be. And the carpet is just kind of like nice and jazzy looking. I like this carpet. Toilets up some weird stairs. It has a really nice looking skylight in the middle. This is of course to let a bit of natural light in, although when I was there it started getting dark. For some reason the sun keeps moving and I haven't quite figured out why. Carrying on regardless, I mostly hung out at the beer garden at the back, and that's all I filmed really. Selby is very well connected with regular trains to Leeds, Hull, Bridge, other places, but also we can get a train to our next destination. Or perhaps we could sail up the River Ouse. Now, I took a train to the very historical city and the namesake of the county of Yorkshire, which is, of course, York. Arriving in York, there's a railway station that I filmed bits of. Look at that train. But what's more exciting is what's outside, and we can see here the famous Great Walls of York, fortifications of which were first erected by the Romans, who referred to this place as Eboracum. However, I don't think the wall is quite that old. Bits of it are probably rebuilt in like the Middle Ages. This particular section of wall is at least a year old. Also, the Vikings had something to do with York. We can see here the Minster in the distance, constructed between the 13th and 15th centuries. It's like a big church. Oh yeah, Wetherspoons. Located on the banks of the River Foss, we can see the postern gate, which is right next door to a travel lodge. I like how they made it look like a castle. It's like, why not? You can tell it's a modern construction, but I don't really care. More buildings should be castle shaped. There's a lovely big beer garden just on the banks of the river. It's very nice. And look, it's kind of like a rectangular checkerboard sort of thing going on with the carpet. Toilets are all on one level, no weird stairs. Lots of big bright skylights, a lot of natural light in this place. It's very nice to be in. So I drank my beer and eventually ventured forth back to the station, having a walk along the River Ouse, where I came across a place called Micklegate Bar, which I then discovered wasn't a bar, but it was a large gate. I was really disappointed. Micklegate Bar was constructed a while back, 14th century. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm just really disappointed that I thought it was a bar, get a beer. I was just about to go home when I turned 90 degrees to my right, and oh look, another Wetherspoons. This Wetherspoons is called the Punch Bowl, and I mostly just hung out in the beer garden near these barrels. I didn't really film much. Bogs on the ground floor, no weird stairs here, and I forgot to take a picture of the carpet. Back at York Station, we're but a short hop away from our next destination. Bring your buckets and spades, we're off to the seaside! Anyway, after having some ice cream and donkey rides, I had a little walk around town. I came across the Grand Hotel and a dolphin statue. Eventually, I came across a place called Bar Street, and the word bar triggered my memory about why we're here. Located basically across the road from the station, there's the Lord Rosebery. Originally built as the Scarborough Liberal Club, it was opened in 1895 by then Prime Minister Archibald Primrose, the 5th Earl of Rosebery. The interior is just absolutely gorgeous. Big balcony area for gawking at peasants. Very nice carpet design. It's like a cross between a bramble bush and a hypodermic needle. I couldn't really see a beer garden, but there are sometimes tables on the street when the weather's nice. Overall, Lord Rosebery is well worth a visit if you're in Scarborough. It's located in a perfect location, and it's just a really nice pub.
The next one on our quest is Primrose Valley, which is in Filey, but not in Filey. It's like 2 miles from Filey. There was a bus. I was going to get the bus, but then I thought, nah, I'll walk it. It's a beautiful day. The tide's just going out. I missed the bus by about 10 seconds. So 2 mile walk down the beach. Lovely day, coastline. Look at that sky. Can't go for a better day. There is one thing though. When I was looking on the app, on the mobile app on my telephone, and it was just missing. The icon was not there at all when you look at it. But then I went home to my battle station, and lo and behold, it was showing on my desktop computer. So I don't know, it is a mystery. So I'm quite excited to see whether this place is open, whether it exists. Who knows? Who knows? It's an absolute mystery, and one that we must solve. appear to be in a strange dark forest all of a sudden. That's all. That's what I have to say.
The trees cleared after a while, and I found myself in it's a Haven holiday camp. There's a collaboration between the Wetherspoons Corporation and Haven Holiday Camps, which has resulted in them building some Wetherspoons in Haven Holiday Camps. That's about it. I'm pretty sure they just did it to make things more difficult for me. But anyway, oh, there's the bus I was meant to get on earlier. And as I peered between these two little chalets, I saw it. The 5 stones Wetherspoons. I also filmed this.
There's a lot of children here because it's a holiday camp. This is the most expensive jaipa that I've had. $4.49. I mean, yeah, of course it is. Of course it's going to be that price. It's in plastic as well because it's outside. It's squidgy. Overall, it's not bad. Very large beer garden in front, which is nice. If I was actually stuck here for some reason, if I happened to be on a holiday here, yeah, this would be a pretty good place. You got to look at everything in context. I think. Would I come here again? No, never again.
Anyway, after a while, I left this place. It's a lovely view of the cliffs there. Honestly, not the worst place in the world. It's just not my scene. But after a while, I caught the bus back to Filey, where after catching a train back to Cedar, and then to York, and then we got on a train to our next destination. The next few pubs take us to the very edge of the county of North Yorkshire, and in fact the train I was on dipped slightly into County Durham as we passed Eagles Cliff. We're actually going to skip Middlesbrough for now, because I want to come back here for the final push of the journey, and instead we're going to go to where the train terminates at Redcar Central. Now, this whole region is very, very much former industrial area, and on the train I loved looking at the sort of old, I guess, steelworks. I don't even know what any of this is really. And the town of Redcar, which is very, very nice, is a lovely little clock tower. There's a beach, and I think I can see what I think might be Hartlepool in the distance. And a short walk off of the promenade, we can see our next destination, the next Wetherspoons, which is the Plimsoll Line. It's a nice little place, spacious beer garden at the rear. It's named after Samuel Plimsoll, who invented this thing that measures something about boats. And he also lived down the road, which explains why the pub is decorated with like nautical ropes and things. It's nautical. It's very nautical, and I quite like this pub. It's felt very at home here. Toilets up some weird stairs. The carpet is red with some very ornate looking patterns. It looks very nice. And after an amount of time, I finished my pint of beer and then went to the bus stop outside, where I caught a bus a short distance to our next destination. Guisborough is just a lovely little town. It's nestled in the hills. The main thing I wanted to visit, other than the spoons of course, is the priory, which is dating back to the 12th century. Its remnants are absolutely huge, and it's just well worth wandering around the grounds and soaking in whatever a priory is. Does it house monks? I could be a monk. Anyway, I'm very thirsty, so here is the local Wetherspoons. It has very nice decor. It is definitely modern, but also quite woody as well. The carpets to me look quite veiny, almost like a Stilton cheese. And there is an excellent looking beer garden out front over multiple tiers. There's a bit of traffic noise as well, but it's not bad. I've had a lot worse. Toilets are up some weird stairs, but overall, very pleasant pub. Nice little skylight to let in some natural light. The building is a former registry office, according to the camera site, and the pub is named the Ironstone Miner. So clearly there must be some like iron mining in the area, but I didn't do any research. I was just there. I had 2 pints. I enjoyed the summer sunshine, and eventually caught another bus to our penultimate pub in the town of Middlesbrough. From Middlesbrough bus station, I headed north past the railway station and over to the world famous Middlesbrough Transporter Bridge, which is supposed to pick up cars and then put them down on the other side of the River Tees. Now, I didn't bring a car with me, and also it's not been doing that since 2019. So I wandered down the road to see the world famous hydraulic clock tower, which tells the time. Also, there's outdoor swimming pool, I think. I don't know. All this hydraulics is making me very thirsty, so I headed towards the town to see the local Wetherspoons. Until about 3 years ago, Middlesbrough had two Wetherspoons. There used to be the Resolution, which was named after one of Captain Cook's ships, because he was from just down the road. It looked like a cool pub, actually. It looks like it had a winding staircase. Alas, there shall be no creamy pints for me here today. So I ventured onwards about a third of a mile to the south and came across the Swatter's Car, which is nestled in a studenty area. It's across from student flats. It was a bit busy. I think because it's the only Wetherspoons in town, and it's a town of about 150,000 people, so it gets good trade. We'll say that it gets good trade. And I did manage to get a seat and a creamy pint of some kind of dark beer. And I decided to get the 2 for £5.49 chicken deal, which is because I have the palate of a toddler. Now, there's a good little beer garden to the front as well, and it was a lovely day, so I decided to have a sit out there, and that's about it. I had to make tracks to the bus station to catch a bus, no less, to the final destination of this trip. So Whitby is one of the nicest places I've ever been to. There's this gorgeous looking abbey up a cliff. I didn't actually visit it myself because I had a fantastic view of it from outside the Angel Hotel Wetherspoons, which is the final spoons of this trip. I had 1 pint and then went back home. No, I stayed here for about a day and a half. Most of the footage I filmed was actually from the following morning, which it was much quieter then because I had the great idea to come on Good Friday when the place was just very, very busy. The Angel Hotel is an actual hotel. It's a Wetherspoons hotel, and I actually didn't get to stay here because it was just a bit expensive with it being Good Friday. So I stayed at another hotel up the road, which had a great view of the Abbey the following morning. But yeah, it's just really nice. Come to Whitby. It's hard to get here if you don't drive. I got a bus because there's only one train every 3 hours. But believe me, that does not deter tourists. The place was just absolutely rammed. I went on a boat trip. I got to see things. I got to see water. I got to see there's a beach, lighthouse thing. I filmed way more here than I did any of the other places that I visited, and I'm really sorry to anyone from Richmond because I just forgot to film Richmond when I went there. But back to the Spoons, it has a massive upstairs with its own bar, so there are 2 bars, a downstairs and an upstairs. The carpet, which is mostly from the upstairs, has a very long and stripy pattern. But the downstairs is actually mostly tiled, probably because people might track sand in from the beach. Well, I don't know. It's a great pub. It's honestly great. It's in a fantastic location. You can see all these boats in the harbour. Captain Cook, who I mentioned earlier, started his career in Whitby, and there's a statue of him gifted from the country of Australia because he discovered that place a long, long time ago. And yeah, there's just a lot to do in Whitby. I think I came here as a child once, but on this visit I only did about a fifth of the things that I wanted to do, and I absolutely will return. But on that note, I'll now pass the mic over to a much less sober version of me who will very eloquently wrap up the video.
Time to wrap this up. North Yorkshire Spoon Quest done. We did Skipton, Harrogate, Knaresborough, Ripon, Thirsk, Northallerton, Richmond, Middlesbrough, Redcar, Guisborough, Scarborough, Primrose Valley, Selby, and the two in York. And finally,
Whitby.
which, because it's dark now, I'm in a hotel room. So I'm filming this just in case, on the off chance, I don't have a chance to film anything proper. I'd love to film something on the beach tomorrow, but depends just if I get up tomorrow. I'm thirsty. But yeah, that's wrapping up. I had a fantastic time doing North Yorkshire, really. Main criticisms would be that, I mean, compared to doing West Yorkshire, West Yorkshire is dense, going between buses and trains and things like that, but everything's much closer together. North Yorkshire, even though it's half as many spoons, it's taken just as long to film. Just got to get a bus from Middlesbrough. I could have done from Scarborough, but it's either Scarborough or Middlesbrough. It takes an hour. And that's after, for me, what is like a 3-hour train journey. Out of all of them, Whitby is one of the best ones, simply because of, I mean, you're out there on the harbour. There's like a pirate ship there that's actually a fish and chip restaurant, and it's just a wonderful place. It's just very difficult to get to. Harrogate was lovely, but there's been so many lovely ones as well, just in general. Like Selby had an amazing beer garden. I should look at the camera when I'm talking. Selby had an amazing beer garden. Guisborough was lovely. Harrogate was incredible. I've forgotten the name of it now. It's actually been a few months since I went. That's how long it's taken to film this. But that old spa thing, that was absolutely gorgeous. And I went there in summer. It was beautiful. No, it's been absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I don't know which county I'm going to do next. I don't know what my next video is going to be. I actually do know because I've already filmed it. The next video will be me mostly bussing it, but also training it across North Wales. We're going to start off in the east and we're going to finish on the west coast. So look forward to that. That's coming soon. North Wales Spoon Quest. But in terms of what I'm actually filming now, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to film next. It's a mystery to me. But the next video coming out is going to be North Wales, which is going to come in a couple of weeks. It's just, I have to edit it. Yeah, that's been Spoon Quest. I cannot be stopped. You can't stop me from doing this. People have tried. People have been saying, Andrew, you can't keep doing this. But no, I can't be stopped. You can't stop me. It's never going to end. All right, goodbye.